Hello my lovelies, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hi, my name is Mary and I give you an extra warm welcome. I would love it if you could hit the subscribe button and stay for a while. And if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back. I appreciate you more than you know. So as you could tell from the title of the video, my Natasha Denona Mini Triochrome. Is it Triochrome or Triochrome? Anywho, whichever way you like to pronounce it, palette is here. Just quick note, I love the fact that you can actually see the palette. Like, I like this new unicorn that they are doing to where you could see the palette itself through a window. I think that's actually really neat. Okay, so we are here to test this bad boy out, to give you my first impressions and tell you what I think about this little mini Natasha Denona palette. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, my lovely base is nice and done. I went into the Rose Ink Foundation in 13N, the new YSL Concealer in LW7, and this combo. Do you see how beautiful my skin looks? So pretty. For the cream bronzers and contour, the Kevyn Aucoin Contrast Stick, the Vive Cream Bronzer, and then I pulled out this little wand from Charlotte Tilbury in Pillow Talk. It's the matte formula. For powders, I went into the Huda Beauty for the under eyes and the Beauty Bakery for the rest of my face. Does that brand even still exist?
I think it does at Ulta, right?
I just don't hear about it too much. Okay, so this mini Triochrome from Natasha Denona. I purchased mine through Beautylish. There are so many retails that it's available. Ulta, Natasha Denona website. If you follow a good amount of beauty YouTubers, a lot of them have a code. I personally don't. I looked at Sephora and I don't see it there yet.
What's up with that?
Beautylish, which is where I purchased it. I was going to get it from Ulta, but I couldn't find something else to purchase because I think I have to hit the $30 mark to get free shipping. And then Natasha Denona's website was giving me a hard time with logging in. I got frustrated and I just went ahead and ordered through Beautylish. Plus, I've been wanting to order another brush from Sonia G, so I just ordered my Natasha Denona little mini palette and the brush from Sonia G. Okay, so it retails for $27 and I don't know if I already mentioned that. And there is 5 different shades. The Natasha Denona's new limited edition mini Triochrome eyeshadow palette is a 5-shade ensemble of 3 daring blues, a vibrant icy silver, a color shifting multi-chrome featuring Natasha Denona's signature matte and metallic formulas. These ultra pigmented eyeshadows provide all-day wear and seamless application. The palette has a 24-month shelf life and it was made in Italia. Like I mentioned, I do really enjoy the fact that you could see the palette through the window. And here is the beautiful mini palettes. Now, when it comes to the price and the amount of product that you get in here, no, it is totally not worth it. You're paying too much for what you get, pretty much. When it comes to experiencing the Natasha Denona for a much cheaper price, I think it's totally worth it. I feel that if you are somebody who is a tiny bit more on the minimalistic side when it comes to a makeup collection, having these little small palettes from her, like say you want to have multiple palettes from Natasha Denona, these are like really good just because they're smaller. You have a lot less product and then you don't have like this 15 pan eyeshadow palette that's sitting there and not being touched for months at a time. I love the size of these. I think it's perfect. She has all kinds of shades and color stories available in these, and I love it. I love that she offers this. Okay, hair is out of the way. Eye base is down. I went into the NARS eye base. So far, only the translucent one is available at Sephora. I don't know if they're discontinuing this one and maybe coming out with another one, but yeah. So I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do, because if I do 2 eye looks, I need to take my makeup off because I'm not going to pick up my child at school with 2 different eye looks. I'm not that person. I'm not that confident to do that. So I have two eye looks in mind. I did look at the YouTube videos that she posted on her YouTube channel of the eye looks that she has created. I think I saw all of them, maybe one I didn't see. And I love how she plays with color. She does such a good job. I have in mind one that's a tiny bit blue based, but not too much. And then another one that's very blue based. So I do have this Give Beauty liner. This is the shade, if I can find it, Light It Up Bathwater. There you go. Okay, so let's start with this side over here. And I'm going to apply this on the outer corner. She starts a lot of her eye looks with eyeliner, or at some point goes into eyeliner. I do like that about her. I forget, because I have so many eyeliners that I don't use. I don't put eyeliner in my waterline or to tightline anymore. I just don't. And I forget that there's other ways to use the eyeliners that I do have. So this is the Natasha Denona Draw and Diffuse. I'm going to go into the little pencil brush side. Actually, no, let's go to the other side. It's the gel liner brush side. And I'm going to smudge this out a tiny bit. Now these dry pretty fast, these eyeliners, so careful. And then I'm going to pick up this E45 from Sigma, and I'm going to jump into the darkest matte, which is Stratos. I think that's how you pronounce it, and it's a creamy matte. And it looks like it's a normal matte, not like a cream to powder matte. I'm gonna use this to set this eyeliner and also to blend it. Hopefully this comes out like what I have in mind. Okay, that's what we got.
Already looking dramatic.
Okay, now I'm going to jump into the lightest blue in the palette, which I think is Strike. No, it's not Strike. Overcast. And it's a creamy matte. Does not look like a cream to powder matte. This is a little Charlotte brush. It's like a fluffy crease brush, and I'm just going to use a tiny bit of this to blend out these edges. And I think I want to leave the blue on the lower lash line no more than halfway over. I want to leave it halfway. Okay, and now for the star of this eye look. This shade, which she described it as a silver arrow metallic, right? I'm gonna say arrow because Voltaic says creamy matte. So let's go with that. Arrow. And it just says MC. No, it just has an M, so it's a metallic shade. And this is going to go all over the lid. I did put on my trusty NYX glitter glue. Okay, now I'm going to jump into the Natasha Denona Draw and Diffuse brush, but I'm going to use the pencil side. And I'm going to spray the brush, jump into that same metallic shade, and it's going to go in the inner corner. And I'm going to also apply it to the rest of the lower lash line. Also, I'm going to do something that I don't like to do with shimmery shades. I don't like to use brushes because I feel like the fallout is always just horrible, but I did pick up a tiny bit with this pencil brush, and I'm going to put it up top. Like I want it to look almost like a wash of glitter. I don't want it to just be one harsh line. Okay, so this is pretty much the first eye look, but I'll give you a close-up and everything once I'm done with this eye. I did go in to some mascara. I first went in with the Kevyn Aucoin mascara and then a tiny bit of the Ilia. I did also use this metallic inner corner shade a tiny bit on my brow bone. I'll do my eyebrows once I'm done with both eye looks. So we're going to start with this eye look. I feel like every single eye look is going to be dramatic.
With this little mini palette.
Just FYI, if you're not somebody who enjoys smoky eye looks, this is probably not your palette. I think I'm going to start, should I go dark to light? Let's do that because that's what I did with this eye look. Okay, so I'm gonna start with this eye pencil again. And here I thought I was never going to use this thing. Good thing I haven't like decluttered my eye pencils because I was going to, and this was at the top of the list. And I think I'm going to use the pencil side of the Natasha Denona just to smudge it out. And then with this Sephora 19, I'm going to jump into the darkest shade, which is Stratos Creamy Matte. I'm not going to put too much of this because I want the focal point of this eye look to be that royal blue shade. But I do want to set eyeliner. To jump into the royal blue, and that one must be voltaic because this has CM for creamy matte. I'm gonna jump into the same brush. I did wipe it off. I should have used the Sigma E45 for this darker shade. I don't know what I was thinking. Anyways, back to the eye look. I'm going to start applying this, and I'm gonna do tapping motions first, but I'm going to tap, tap, tap. This one doesn't seem super pigmented. Like I'm really gonna have to work at this. I am going to put this on the lower lash line, about halfway, maybe 2/3 in. Okay, so far that royal blue is my least favorite in this palette. It's just looking patchy, not pretty. Okay, now I'm going to jump into the duochrome. Don't hate me or cancel me, but I'm not a huge fan of duochromes. I think it depends on the shade. I'm not a huge fan of duochromes. I'm just not. I just feel like unless you're like in special lighting, it doesn't look as cool as the idea of a duochrome. Does that make sense? Okay, so I think I'm going to spray my brush. This is the 205 from BK Beauty because the duochrome is going to go in the outer corner, and I think working with it wet will probably be the best. So I got the pigment. I'm going to apply this right here in the outer corner, and I'm doing tapping motions because it's wet. I know right now you're probably a tiny bit worried about this eye look, but don't you worry, it's gonna come together, I promise. Okay, I am going to spray the Natasha Denona pencil side, dip into the duochrome, and bring it down here. I want to be more precise on the lower lash line. Okay, now I'm going to jump into the lightest shade, and I'm going to blend the edges, and then I'm also going to use it for the inner corner. This is the Charlotte Tilbury fluffy brush. Okay, so that royal blue, it's kind of sticking to where I put it. It's not wanting to blend. Do you see that? Yeah, so far, that royal blue shade is my least favorite. Okay. Grabbed another brush because that Charlotte Tilbury is a tiny bit too flimsy for what I'm trying to do. So this is the Moda Pro, and it's the 446 shader brush. It's like a fluffy flat brush. See if I can fix this. Because this royal blue does not want to move. It wants to stay right where I put it. It doesn't want to blend. I don't know if you could see. Now I'm thinking maybe I should have started off with the light shade and then the dark. I'm going to jump into this detail pencil brush from the Sigma and Samantha set. I'm just gonna go in the inner corner. Probably should have put down some eyeliner, some white eyeliner, so that I could pop more. portion. I'm tapping. Okay, and here are the 2 finished eye looks. For this one, I did end up going into a ColourPop liquid white liner that I have, and I think it added, I don't know, I think it just made it a little more interesting. I just felt like this outer corner was looking a tiny bit too dark, and I needed something to just make it pop. I think that worked. For the rest of my face, powder bronzer, I went into the Glowish powder bronzer in shade 3. And then for the blush, I went into this Dior Rosy Glow 006 Berry. For highlight, I went into the Serengeti highlighters from What's Up Beauty, and Safari Sunset is the one I picked. So pretty. For the lips, I have on Iconic Nude from Charlotte Tilbury and the Little Refi Beauty Lip Blush in Orchid. Okay, so eye look number 1. And eye look number 2. Okay, I would love to know which one is your favorite. You already know which one is my favorite. This one over here. I don't know, I just feel like the blue is actually complementing me. And I feel like this side, even though this is such a pretty eye look, I always correlate blue eyeshadow with a clown.
I just do.
I need to get that out of my head, but I cannot be undone. Blue eyeshadow, there's something about blue eyeshadow. I feel like the palette itself performed decently, and as you saw, the only shade that gave me tiny bit of difficulty was that royal blue shade right here. That is the only one, but I do feel like I need to play with this palette more. This is just a first impressions. I need to keep using it. I don't know how much more I'm going to keep using it because it's a blue eyeshadow palette. The main reason I wanted to purchase this is, one, I don't own any colorful palettes from Natasha Denona. I think the only one I do own is the Zendo, and that one has like some greens and I think 1 or 2 dark blue teal shade. But like, I went ahead and skipped the, was it Circo Loco? I didn't purchase that one. The Triochrome palette, I don't have that. I decided not to purchase it because I knew I wasn't going to get much use out of it. And like I mentioned earlier, when it comes to duochrome shades, I'm not a huge fan of them, especially when they're this type of duochrome formula. I rarely use them because I feel like they create a weird shadow, and unless you're like literally turning your head and trying to find the lighting, it looks a tiny bit odd. That could just be me, but yeah. Okay, my lovelies, here are the swatches of the palette, and I went ahead and swatched it this way. The only one that I felt gave me a tiny bit of an issue is that royal blue shade, but other than that, everything else swatched pretty well. This light blue shade actually surprised me. I feel like it packs more of a punch than I thought it was going to. It looks really pretty in the inner corner. It builds up pretty nicely. Yeah, I feel like you're getting good quality with all of these shades, and it's the typical Natasha Denona formula that we are used to. So if you are somebody who loves color and just hates or is not attracted to any of the palettes that Natasha Denona usually puts out because they're pretty, you know, neutral based or just not shades that you are into, then I do feel like this is a good one, especially if you love color. I went ahead and bit the bullet and purchased this one, even though I'm not a huge blue fan. One, my channel is part of my job here on YouTube is to review new makeup. 2, it's the $27 mini palettes. So I don't feel as wasteful if I don't pick this up than I would if it was like a 15-pan eyeshadow palette. I really wanted to review it for you guys. I wanted to see if the quality of Natasha Denona is the same in this one, because I feel like when it comes to colorful like blue, purples, sometimes the quality can come down a tiny bit, but I don't feel like it did with this one. I feel like at least 4 of the shades so far performed great. So yeah. Okay, those are my final thoughts. I hope you enjoyed the 2 eye looks. Do not forget to let me know which one is your favorite down below. And I would love to know if you purchased this palette or if you skipped out on it. I almost did, but I'm glad I didn't. All right, my lovelies. Well, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate every single one of you. You have no idea. All the comments, all the likes. If you use my links to shop, it truly does mean the world to me. So with that being said, do not forget to give this video a big ol' thumbs up, and also don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and I will see you all on the next video.